a game, and this game is ranking all the Saw movies. It's impossible. Hey everyone, welcome to another ranking, and yes, I had another recommendation to do a horror franchise that I can't stand. Yes, I did the ranking of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Everyone really seemed to enjoy that, even though I don't like that franchise, but people enjoyed me talking about it, so I thought I'd rank another horror franchise that I don't like, and that is the Saw movies, yes. Believe it or not, the Saw movies are a huge hit. They're big movies. People seem to love them. Why? I don't know, but people love them. Every Halloween for years, a Saw movie always came out. Every Halloween season, we had a new Saw movie. We had Jigsaw and all these people going through all these contraptions and traps and stuff. Basically, these are gory horror movies, and you basically watch them to watch people die. Kind of like the Final Destination movies. You just want to see how these people are going to die and what kind of traps Jigsaw set up. That is the only reason to watch any of these movies, really. There's no good characters, there's no good direction, there's no good acting. They're not even really scary movies, but people really seem to like them, and they made seven Saw movies, and I'm here to rank all 7 of them. God help me. But yeah, I don't like any of them, but I do have least favorites, and a favorite, I guess, by default. But yeah, let's get to it anyways. Here's my ranking of all the Saw movies from my least favorite to my favorite. Alright, coming at number 7 is Saw 6. I don't remember anything in this movie. I remember when I saw this movie in theaters. This is the only time I saw it. I think it came out, 2009? I saw it the day before Halloween, October 30th. I went with a bunch of friends from school. A bunch of friends meaning 2 friends. But yeah, we saw Saw 6. I think it was in 3D or something. I don't know. But yeah, we saw it, and it was so boring. I was bored out of my mind. But one of my best friends, you all met him, Dustin Kennedy, yeah, he loved these movies, and he was excited to see, Jigsaw and all these new traps and these people dying. I could care less. I was so bored. So bored. I don't remember a single thing from this movie. I didn't even want to count it because I don't remember anything that happened in this movie, but I did see it. I saw it a few years ago. I saw it like 7, 8 years ago. In theaters, never saw it again, never plan to see it again. The reason it's my least favorite, because I don't remember anything about it, and it probably bored me the most. I think I might have fell asleep halfway through, but no, I didn't. But this movie is just boring, dull. It has the graphic kills like every other Saw movie. It's just forgettable. Coming number 6 is Saw 5. Saw 5, I think this is the one with Megan Good, right? Yeah. I remember only one trap in particular is when they have to stick their hand in the thing and they have to fill the vial of blood and stuff. Yeah. This is when, Jigsaw wasn't alive anymore. It was that new guy doing all the traps for Jigsaw and stuff. Basically, this was like the build-up to Saw 6 in the final chapter and stuff, but honestly, these characters were so boring, so annoying and irritating. My god, the acting. It's probably one of the worst acted Saw movies, but at least I remember it. Like, that's what I give this movie over Saw 6. I remember parts of it. I remember some of the kills and some of the traps in this movie. It's a god-awful movie, but they're all god-awful. It's a horribly directed movie, a terribly written movie, and the acting's worth a shit, but at least this one's more memorable than the 6th one, so I give it that. Coming number 5 is Saw 4. Saw 4, this is the one that tries to be smart, but fails across the board. This is the old Saw movie with all the different timelines and stuff. You got the one before the 3rd one. They have a story after the 3rd one and stuff. And this is the one that tries to connect all the Saws together and everything. It tries to be a clever horror movie, and it fails because it's not a clever horror movie. These characters aren't interesting. The Jigsaw is not an interesting villain. Tobin Bell tries his hardest for what he has. He has the creepy voice and the creepy Saw doll. Like, that's kind of cool, but he doesn't have much to work with. He's not an interesting, fleshed out character, so again, he doesn't have a lot to work with, and he's dead most of this movie, but you get the backstory of Jigsaw, the first victim he does with the knives on his face. I guess that's somewhat interesting, but this movie, again, it's dull. There's no creativity, and again, it's not well written. As much as this movie thinks it's well written, it's not well written, it's not scary, and how they connect it with the 3rd one, it's not clever at all. So, yeah, Saw 4, some people love, I think the fans love this movie, but I don't love it. Coming number 4 is Saw 2. Saw 2, again, the fans of the franchise really seem to love this movie. I don't. I don't think it's good. Basically, it's about a bunch of strangers locked in this house. And basically, they are all poisoned, and they basically have to find a cure to their poison. But to get the cure, they have to each do a trap. And they're all, like, certain traps. Like, there's a way of cheating around the traps, but if you cheat, you die and stuff. And all of them are, like, painful traps they have to go through. One guy has to go through a bunch of needles, and one girl has to stick her hand up this box, but they all have, like, razors on the friggin' handles. One guy has to pull, like, a thing off a gas chamber. Like, they're all just weird. And, again, these characters are so annoying. What do you got, like, Frankie G in the movie? The girl that plays the lead, one of the lead girls, she's in the first 3 Saws. What's her name? Amanda or something? I don't know. Again, she's not a good actress. She's not an interesting character. All these characters are really irritating to watch. I'm like, oh my god, I really hope all of them die. And most of them do, which was great. But they're not interesting characters. And you got, was it Donnie Wahlberg or something? I don't know. The detective looking for his son. Then you got Tobin Bell. He's calling Jigsaw a serial killer. Where's my son and stuff. And again, none of it is interesting. None of it is. The only thing I enjoyed about this movie is watching these piece of shit characters die. That was kind of funny because I hated these people, but the movie isn't scary. The movie isn't interesting. And this one, just fans love it, but again, I don't love it. Coming number 3 is Saw 3. Saw 3 has a good idea. That's why it's number 3. It's not a good movie. It's not. The acting's terrible. The direction's terrible. It's not scary like all of them. There's no creativity. It's not fun. It's really boring, but there's a great idea in this movie. This is when Amanda, that's why I keep calling her. I hope that's her name, but I don't know. She becomes sort of the new Jigsaw because Jigsaw's sick, and she's planning all these traps for these people, but her traps are all bullshit. Like, there's no way of winning her traps, but the story is about this guy who loses his son. This is the interesting story. And Jigsaw sends him through this, like, you know, Jigsaw House of Horror stuff, and basically, he doesn't have to go through traps. He has to save people from the traps. And all these people he has to save are people who were at fault for his son's death. One of them is like the judge that didn't convict the person who killed the boy. One of them was like a lawyer. And the third one was the guy who actually killed his son. So basically he has to decide whether to save them, or he either has to risk a little part of himself to save them, or just watch them die. That's kind of interesting. It's not original. That's sort of been done before in other movies, but that's interesting. That really is. That's a good idea for a story. I actually like that idea for a story. And some moments, not a lot, but some moments, I'm like, are kind of effective. But again, it's not executed properly. It's not written properly or directed properly. But I give that movie that. This movie isn't scary. It's not well acted. It's not scary, and it's just not interesting. Nothing intriguing about it, and it's so boring to watch. These movies are so boring. The kills are just violent and gross, and they're not fun to watch. And this movie, I give it props for having a good idea, but it still didn't execute the idea properly, and it's still not a good movie. But at least it had a good idea. Coming number 2 is Saw 3D, the final chapter. This is the last Saw movie. Okay, I'm gonna just say this right out. This is a shitty movie. This movie sucks. It really sucks. The twist at the ending is not a twist. I saw that coming a fucking million miles away. After the first Saw movie ended, I'm like, I bet that character's gonna come back in like the final Saw movie, and he's gonna be like helping Jigsaw. That's exactly what happens, and yeah, it's fucking predictable, and yeah, some things just make no sense. This lead character going through all these traps because this main guy, he's like promoting these people who survived the Saw traps and stuff. And he's saying he survived and he's a survivor and stuff, but he really isn't. He's bullshitting it. So basically, he actually has to be part of the Jigsaw traps, and he actually has to become a real survivor and stuff. That's really uninteresting, and this character's annoying as shit, and the traps, again, they suck. They're annoying. They're not creative. They're boring to watch. This movie's boring. Like all of them, they're boring. The only reason this movie gets my number 2 spot, there's actually a scene, a whole scene in this movie that I love. Like, there's nothing in these movies that I love, but if one of these movies has a scene I like, it gets props in my book. So there's a scene in this movie, and it's the beginning of the movie. I actually really liked it, so I give it kudos for making a scene that I loved. The beginning scene, and it's near the beginning, there's these two guys that are like trapped to this like saw thing that's like spinning around, and the two of them are trapped on each side, and then there's a girl strapped to the roof. And basically, one of them is her lover, and one of them is the guy she's cheating on with. And basically, one person has to die to save the other two's lives. So basically, these two guys are wrestling over the saw, like, trying to kill each other and stuff, because only one of them can die to save themselves and the girl. And basically, the whole time these two guys are, like, wrestling over the saw and stuff, this girl's, like, rooting for both of them. Anytime one guy's, like, getting his arm cut off, she's like, yeah, kill him, kill him. Then the other guy's, like, winning, she's like, yeah, kill him, kill him. So at the ending of this, like, trap, these two guys just look at each other and they're like, fuck this bitch. And they grab the saw, lift it up, and they kill her. That was funny. Like, that was actually really funny. That got a huge laugh out of me. And I thought that was kind of funny, kind of clever. That scene was great. And it's like all public and everything. They're in this big glass booth and the whole world's like watching. It's so fucked up and weird. I actually kind of liked it. That alone gets the #2 spot. That one scene got the #2 spot. The whole movie itself is dumb, stupid, predictable. It's in 3D for no reason. I hate the damn movie. It's a dumb movie, but that scene, it's pretty good. And my #1 favorite Saw movie is Saw. Yes, this one is directed by James Wan, who has done way far better horror movies than Saw, like Insidious, Insidious Chapter 2, Conjuring, Conjuring 2. Like, James Wan's a phenomenal director. He has to start somewhere. Saw is a okay, low-budget horror movie about these two guys trapped in this washroom in like this underground warehouse, and they're chained by their ankles and stuff, and basically they have to find a way to get out and stuff, and they learn about each other and all that shit. And yeah, there's a guy dead on the floor who shot himself, and while they're doing this, they're flashing back to other people who were involved with the first Jigsaw traps and stuff, and then Danny Glover's the detective looking for Jigsaw. And yeah, that's basically the story of the movie, and one of them, like, hacks through their feet, and of course, the twist ending, that guy dead on the floor is Jigsaw, and basically he traps the dude in, and it goes game over and stuff, and yeah. It's not a good twist. It's not a good movie, really. There's at times some eeriness, there's some atmosphere in the movie. There's one good score in the film that I don't mind. Tobin Bell is a little better in the movie. There is some mystery to Jigsaw, which I kind of liked. Again, there's some stuff that's good, but all in all, it's not a good movie. It's not a well-acted movie. It's not creative. It's not scary. And again, it's boring. All these movies are boring, but by default, the first Saw movie is the best. So yeah, that was my ranking of all the Saw movies. Hope you all enjoyed it. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me, do you agree with me? Do you agree all these movies suck? But if not, give me all your rankings from all the Saw movies, from your least favorite to your favorite. Comment below, let me know. Curious to know your opinions. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.